to recognize your true position inside here, your true place. And this is what the satsang is really pointing to. We are functioning like body-mind entities only, like I am my thoughts and my actions. And I'm the thinker of thoughts and the doer of actions. But with the inquiry, you're looking and you say, but wait a minute. Something is earlier than thought, because there's an awareness of thought, and also is aware of action. Not that you've got to consciously be following the action, but there is a grand sensing, a knowingness, a feeling that all of this is going on, thinking is going on, movement is going on. And if you focus your attention on this, you can see that there's something that moves by itself. And there's a watching of this, an awareness of this. And mostly we are reporting about what we do, what we thought about, what happened yesterday, what happened tomorrow. And I call these a kind of modification of mind and consciousness. But who is looking? It doesn't seem we ask this kind of question, you see. Because we assume, well, it's just me, and it's enough. We don't need to go further, because no one else asked you this question. So it's redundant. It doesn't need to be asked. It's enough. I am me. And who is me? Well, I am, so many years old. I was born in this place. These are my parents. I studied here. I've got this experience, and that's enough. What I've done, it's enough for this functioning world of relation, and aspirations. It's enough. This way back, nobody asks you. The sense I is there, but what precisely is I? Who asks you this question? If the doer only happens to be a sense and not a fact, it changes the dynamics. It's natural you have the feeling of I in this body. Without this feeling of I, there is no relationship with the world or with people. Nothing is there. The I is the support for all this activity. Everything is reporting to this feeling of I. But the I itself is not stable. You see? Sometimes it can be very much identified with the body, and this is me, and you're talking to me, and like this. Another time it's not identified so deeply with the body, and it's more like space. There's like a spacious intelligence that is neither male nor female. It's neither English nor Caribbean or anything. It doesn't belong to any category. Are we not aware of this in ourselves? Sometimes you find that there's a sense of presence or the sense of existence, but it doesn't have any racial type, it doesn't have any religion, it doesn't have any belief system, it doesn't have past or future. It's like a fresh presence, knowingness. And when you're in this position, then things seems to flow. You're not troubled. Your life seems to unfold with a spontaneity and a freshness, a lightness, and you're quite comfortable with yourself. But it's not a descriptive self. It's not like, my favorite color is red, and it's not this. It's way off this. That's more drifting further away. But still, the potency of the feeling of existence is still very much present with you as I. And for most people, if they can come to that place, that position, where you're not associating with the past and with your friends and what you did and your photo album and all of these things, but still just as the awareness within which the story happens, changes, moves along, but you don't have the sense of being carried off with it. You're only the space in which this play seems to occur. And when it passes, there's no grief and there's no looking over your shoulder at it. There is just that space. That seems to be enough for most people as a spiritual achievement, you may say, when they have been freed from the story, me, and are back in the sense of being, just the sense of being. That's as far as your efforts can go. But even the sense of being, which is not associating with anything, with time, relationship, family, anything at all, beautiful as it is, it is the earliest phenomenon. It's the earliest phenomenon. I don't know at this point. I don't want to go too fast and too far with you about it. Because it mustn't stop here. It mustn't stop here, what I am saying with you. So therefore, for a while, the focus is to try and get you to recognize the sense of being by itself. If you recognize the sense of being, what you may otherwise call the sense of presence, if you knew nothing else in the world, you don't know anything at all, you will still have the sense of presence. That sense of presence means I exist. You still know I exist. Even if you had no parents, no mother, no father, no children, no friends, no country, no passport, no date of birth, you still have the feeling of presence that I am. You know I am. This is your earliest and truest knowledge, the knowledge I exist, I am. You see? And this also you can call consciousness. When you say I, the highest meaning of I is consciousness, just consciousness. I am consciousness. I is consciousness. But I has become like I am the body. I am the nation. I am my conditioning. I am the daughter of my mother and the aunt to my niece or whatever. But I, in its pure sense, unassociated with time and space and names and forms. That is the goal of most spiritual striving. If you come to this place, the perfume that comes out of this unassociated presence is peace and inner spaciousness, a natural joy, a freedom, an openness, compassion, love, all of this. So all the beings, they are striving, either consciously or unconsciously, subconsciously, for this happiness which doesn't depend on some other factor. A happiness which arises out of your own being. Isn't it? Because you don't actually need something else to be happy. This is just our learning. That I'm happy because, I've met this really nice person. Or I'm happy because, I've landed this really good job. No, but there's a happiness that just belongs to your being. It's just, you are. You don't necessarily have to go about saying that. You're oozing, your presence oozes this freedom, this lightness, this joy. And he says, this is the amrit, the nectar of joy. All the beings, they want this. They want this flavor, they want to feel this. They're happy. They're singing. You see? But that principle, which we call a sage or a Buddha, the one who is totally free, is beyond even this one. How would it be? Why beyond? Meaning that they're in a position to recognize even the sense of being as earliest reflection of the Absolute, which is beyond any change. And for a while, this, what I'm referring to as this sagely state, the Absolute awareness, it doesn't seem to be attractive because it doesn't really have a label. And to the mind, it has no appeal.
Has appeal to the heart, though.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mooji. I love you.
I love you too. Very good.